The Super Mario Bros. Movie smashed records in its opening weekend. So far, it's grossed over $200 million in its first 5 days, and it's still climbing. Compared to a typical opening weekend and first 5 days, this is a fat W for Nintendo as well as Illumination and Universal. And this only makes it that much more likely that Nintendo is going to go all in on some sort of a Nintendo Cinematic Universe that's been rumored to happen. The Marvel Cinematic Universe was a huge success in the 2010s, and after the last Avengers movie, Avengers Endgame, Marvel has kind of gone downhill, okay? The movies aren't grossing as much as they used to. This has obviously created an opportunity for someone else to sort of take its place and fill this spot that used to belong to the MCU. And the NCU, as a lot of people are calling it, or the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, that seems to make the most sense, okay? Again, especially after the success of the Mario movie, Nintendo has characters that are arguably even more recognizable than Marvel's characters. Obviously, you have got the Mario franchise and all of the characters within that, which is a lot of characters, obviously, but you've also got, just to name a few franchises, Zelda, okay, you got Pokemon, Star Fox, Kirby, Metroid, Donkey Kong, Fire Emblem, Pikmin, Earthbound, Animal Crossing, and even more franchises. That's not just it. And all of those franchises and the characters within them, they could all have movies just like the Marvel movies had. And all of these Nintendo characters from all of these franchises, they could come together in crossover movies similar to Avengers, and these crossover movies could be called Super Smash Bros. I love that idea, it just makes sense. Yeah, if you really like this idea, just like I do, you should Google Nintendo Cinematic Universe, and you should see how some people have actually planned out what this could look like in great detail. And all of these Nintendo franchises, think about what Marvel did with their franchises and their characters and how they made big movies out of all of these heroes. I think Nintendo has more characters, and I would argue more fun and recognizable characters. Just the Mario universe alone could be a huge universe, but to throw in all of Nintendo's franchises would be nuts. The success alone of the Mario movie is enough to fuel speculation that this will happen, but there's also the fact that last year, Nintendo set up two companies that were found on their official records. One is called Nintendo Studios LLC, and the other is called M Brothers Productions, LLC. A lot of people are speculating that these will be companies that are specifically used for making Nintendo movies. So the Super Mario Bros. Movie is made by Illumination and produced by Universal, but Nintendo does have a history of being very picky about giving away their IPs, and as a result, having their own developing and production companies for making movies only makes sense. And in the Mario movie, also, there is a post-credits scene at the end of the movie that also very much hints at this happening. If you really don't want a spoiler, then, you have been warned, but I don't really even think this is a huge spoiler. So Yoshi is not in the Mario movie, but there is a post-credits scene where you get a Yoshi egg and it's moving around like it's about to hatch. Once again, another fun Mario character that they could make a movie out of. I don't know, I think it all just makes sense. The Mario franchise is maybe the most recognizable franchise in the world, and although it's always been used for video games, Nintendo will probably jump on this opportunity and dive into movies for not just its Mario franchise, but all Nintendo franchises. I'm extremely excited to see what this will look like in 5 or 10 years from now. I think we've got more fat W's for Nintendo coming in the near future.